Hello, welcome to the lunch edition of NBC News, and you are with me, Evelis Chingambe. Our top stories. Governance experts commend President Mutharika for his bold decision against corruption and misuse of public funds. Members of Parliament are expected to begin commenting on President Mutharika's State of the Nation address delivered in Parliament last Friday. And in sports, the Malawi national women's team leaves for South Africa to compete at the COSAFA Women's Championship. Thank you for joining us. Now the news in detail. Governance experts in the country have applauded President Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika for his bold decision against corruption and misuse of public funds. In his State of Nation address made on Friday at the Parliament building in Lilongwe, President Mutharika said his administration will not shield anyone involved in misuse of public funds, regardless of their position. Temba Mwale has more.
Addressing the nation in his maiden State of the Nation address since his re-election, President Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika urged government officials to uphold principles of good governance, saying anyone involved in abuse of funds will face the law.
Secondly, Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm directing everyone serving in my government to follow the law and principles of good government. My government will always remain fully committed to strengthen good governance, upholding the rule of law, safeguarding justice, and ensuring fiscal responsibility to protect life and public resources. Therefore, let me make it clear that my government will arrest anyone involved in corrupt practice. Mr. Speaker, sir, when I say anyone, I mean anyone. It doesn't matter whether you are a cabinet minister, party official, member of parliament, government official. I will shield no one. And there will be no sacred cows. Let us make Malawi a land of justice.
Responding to the President's stance, Executive Director for Center for Social Accountability and Transparency, Wile Kambwandira, said corruption remains Malawi's long-standing challenge. Therefore, such a statement from President Mutharika inspires hope that the country is on the right path in the fight against corruption.
We are appreciating the efforts that are being taken by government in as far as I think implementation of these austerity measures and financial control measures are concerned. I think that's very commendable, and I think we saw how government also quickly moved in to curtail the frequent trips that we have seen by cabinet ministers. What we would want to see moving forward is a comprehensive package of these financial control measures. But it's really commendable, and I think the president renewal message about fighting corruption is also welcome. Otherwise, I think it's a very good start for him, and as civil society, we will make sure that we also support his anti-corruption fight.
While concurring with Kambwandira, another governance expert, Moses Mkandawire, who is also a lecturer at the University of Livingstonia, said the entire statement from President Mutharika provides a ray of hope to Malawi as it touches on all priority areas.
Honestly, the soda really drives the agenda. You can actually see how the budget is going to be created because it has to align with how the SONA has been crafted. One of the key areas the president has highlighted is the issue of the governance. You know that when it comes to resource mobilization, resource utilization, negatively affected if we don't apply the good governance, systems and practices. Other areas that is looked at, particularly we've appreciated his, commitment towards, the Constituency Development Fund, because we have always said, let's support the president in this regard, given the fact that he would want, increased participation of the people in terms of managing, the resources on their own, prioritizing things that will lead to development in their localities. And I think Constituency Development Fund will play a critical role in that regard. And I think let's see and let's support, his mission. And I believe that after 5 years of his tenure, we will definitely see changes.
Earlier, President Mutharika directed all ministers and deputy ministers to limit their local travels to once in a month as one of the austerity measures aimed at safeguarding public funds. Temba Mwale, MBC News, Blantyre.
The Anti-Corruption Bureau has urged anti-corruption champions in the country to embrace mindset change and strengthen the fight against corruption to create a Malawi that is fair, just, transparent and accountable. Director of Public Education at the Anti-Corruption Bureau, Agnes Mweda, made the remarks in Lilongwe during an interface meeting with the anti-corruption champions. Olive Pire reports.
The Anti-Corruption Bureau organized an interface meeting with the anti-corruption champions to, among other things, share notes on how various clubs are working to prevent corruption and strengthen collaboration with them. Speaking during the meeting, a representative of the anti-corruption champions, Bridget Chaponda, said they are working with ACB to help in corruption prevention and build a culture where integrity is standard. Chaponda said the anti-corruption clubs are implementing a number of interventions in the fight against corruption through creative advocacy such as music, among others. She, however, said they are facing a number of challenges in their work and asked ACB to intervene.
The lack of resources to do the operation or the private activities for the ACB has been a challenge to us because there are some areas that are far away from us that it is hard for us to reach. We need mobility. So provision of funds to us, it will be beneficial for every club that is working for anti-corruption.
In her remarks, Director of Public Education at ACB, Agnes Mweda, said the organization has partnered with anti-corruption champions in corruption prevention as they do not have enough human resource. Mweda emphasized the need for the anti-corruption champions to be vigilant in corruption prevention in order to achieve Malawi's development goals. Concerning the challenges these clubs are facing, she said the Bureau is working to address the challenges.
There are some challenges that are above us, but there are others that the ACB can come to their rescue at a level that we can afford. Like mobility challenges, maybe we do provide sometimes with funding allowing small grants which they can use for that one. Visibility part, we do provide promotion materials.
The roles of the anti-corruption champions include disseminating information on the evils of corruption and acting as a bridge between the community and Anti-Corruption Bureau. Olive Piri, MBC News, Lilongwe.
Palombe District Council has warned council officials to refrain from engaging in corrupt practices when implementing projects under the 5 billion Kwacha Constituency Development Fund in the district. District Commissioner for Palombe, Yobu Makina Gama, made these remarks during an orientation workshop for councillors and directors. More in this report filed by Tumbigo Nyirongo, being read by Simeon Boyce.
The Democratic Progressive Party DPP administration, led by Professor Peter Mutharika, has increased Constituency Development Fund CDF from 220 million kwacha to 5 billion kwacha per constituency. Palombe has 5 constituencies, and these translate to 25 billion kwacha CDF in the district alone per year. Speaking during the orientation workshop for councillors and directors, District Commissioner for Palombe, Yob Makina Gama, said the funding will transform the district through the implementation of socio-economic projects such as construction of a new office complex for the council, roads, health and education sector.
Palombe as a council has so many shortfalls in terms of development, mainly concerning schools. Many of our learners travel long distances to school, to go to school. And it is in our plans to construct more schools, more additional blocks in our schools, and also to open up new schools. We don't want learners in Palombe to be traveling long distances. We have also at the same time to consider health facilities. We have very few in Palombe, only 20. They are not enough.
Gama further warned council officials against misuse of funds, emphasizing that the law would take its course.
Corruption is evil. And as a district commissioner, I will not tolerate corruption in Palombe District Council. Whoever will attempt to do that will be disciplined. At council level, we will not allow such people to be transferred to other councils. But as a council, we will deal with those people at the council level, we will discipline them according to law.
Ward Councillor for Likulezi, Judith Senjele, welcomed the orientation workshop and pledged to oversee and propose development projects under CTF.
It's so important and we are so grateful for the meeting because to us it's like boosting. It's a mental booster. It's giving us a lot of knowledge that we didn't expect, we didn't know. So from today onwards, I don't think we'll work the same way it was like before because we didn't know a lot about it. So this time around, we are just here to learn more and to be boosted and to have that confidence to go and deliver what our people are expecting from us.
The facilitator for the training, retired District Commissioner Roderick Mateauma, urged officials to strictly follow the guidelines for managing CDF to prevent corruption.
Members of Parliament are expected to begin commenting on President Mutharika's State of the Nation address delivered last Friday during the official opening of the second meeting of the 52nd session of Parliament this afternoon. According to today's order paper, Member of Parliament for Mulanje South East, Zabuka Madevu, will move the motion to adopt the address, seconded by Neno South Member of Parliament Mutani Tambala. The Leader of Opposition, Simplex Chicholabanda, is also scheduled to deliver his response to the SONA later in the day. A call has gone out to players in the education sector to collaborate with government in strengthening the sector to assist Malawi achieve her 2063 development blueprint. George Nkandawire reports.
Luwinga Secondary School head teacher Neri Chipeta Muhone made the remarks during the 6th anniversary celebrations of Wima's Private Secondary School held in Mzuzu. According to Muhone, government efforts alone are not enough to deliver quality and inclusive education, emphasizing the need for collaboration among private schools, development partners, and communities. She noted that shared responsibility is key to producing learners who are innovative and ready to contribute meaningfully to national development.
I feel it is actually increasing access to many students since it's in our locality and it's closer to other schools as well. So many students are finding access to education very easy due to the introduction of the private schools.
IMA's Private Secondary School Director Dan Matthews Matemba said the school remains committed to academic excellence and supporting Malawi's dream of education for all through quality teaching and learning.
We are going to do a lot in terms of infrastructure so that we can have a better learning environment. As we know, Malawi is having a vision called Malawi 2063. So we would like to support the government by making sure that we are offering best services, we are having conducive classrooms so that our learners should get quality education that Malawi needs.
The event also saw former student Anna Nkata, who obtained 17 points in last year's Malawi examinations, receiving a 400,000 Kwacha Cash award in recognition of outstanding performance. Anna says he dreams of furthering higher education at Mubas.
I would encourage them to work very hard because this time is not the time for wasting. They have to admire other people, thinking, how did this one come to this far? They have to have that in mind that, me too, I want to be released, me too, I want to go to university.
The event brought together educators, learners and parents celebrating 6 years of service. George Nkandawire, MBC Mzuzu.
You're watching MBC News and you are with me, Evelis Chingambe. A reminder of the top stories. Governance experts commend President Mutharika for his bold decision against corruption and misuse of public funds. Members of Parliament are expected to begin commenting on President Mutharika's State of the Nation address delivered in Parliament last Friday. And in sports, the Malawi national women's team leaves for South Africa to compete at the COSAFA Women's Championship. Welcome back. Board chairperson of the Malawi Broadcasting Corporation, Benson Tembo, has challenged management and staff of the public broadcaster to exercise professionalism in making sure that the mother media house regains public trust. Tembo made the call today when he toured Chishiri and Kwacha broadcasting houses on a familiarization tour. He has made it clear that professionalism, ethical conduct, integrity and discipline are key working points for members of staff and management, as these are not negotiable. The board chairperson has since promised that the board will look into the challenges being faced by the corporation and will address the issues accordingly. Democratic Progressive Party DPP Vice President for the North, Japi Muhango, has urged people of Rumpi Central to vote for the party's candidate, Walita Nkandawire, in the forthcoming by-election. Muhango made the call at Chikwawa in the constituency during the by-election campaign launch. Blessings Gondwe reports.
Addressing the gathering at Chikwawa Primary School ground in Rumpi District, DPP Vice President responsible for the North, Japi Muhango, said people of Rumpi Central should vote for Moya Walita Nkandawire for continued development. He said DPP government is, among others, fixing the country's economy for the betterment of Malawians.
The economy is now being rebuilt. Now all the fundamentals are changing. Inflation is now at around 25%. A good indication that the economy is on the path to recovery. Malawians have got hope, have got confidence in the President Professor Mutharika. And that's why, come 17th March, we are appealing, and I believe very much that people of Rumpi Central will come out in their numbers, cast their vote for Walita Moya Nkandawire, who will be our candidate in this constituency.
Regional Governor for the North, Christopher Mzomela, said DPP is people-centered, as evidenced by the reduced prices of maize from 100,000 kwacha to around 42,000 kwacha per 50 kilogram bag.
If you see the symbol of our party is maize. Now we are talking about 4 months from the day when Professor Mutharika was elected as a president of this country. And you have seen, people that were expecting that the bag of 50 kg could be going at 150,000 as of now. But you will see that the bag of maize is going at 55,000 when the government is buying from the farmers. But themselves at the local market, they are buying even at 38,000, a thing which every Malawian was not expecting.
The party's candidate, Moya Walita Nkandawire, said he will create economic opportunities for women and the young people. The by-election will take place on 17th March 2026. Blessings Gondwe, MBC News, Rumpi.
In business news, the Ministry of Trade is working towards growing savings and credit cooperative societies, SACCOs, saying they are crucial for financial inclusion. Secretary for Industrialization, Business, Trade and Tourism in the ministry, Whiskis Nkombezi, made the remarks during the 24th annual general meeting for Mpositi SACCO in Blantyre. Charles Pensolo has more.
AGM board chairperson from Mpositi SACCO, Flora Mombeseama, said despite facing challenges, the entity has registered successes. She said in a period of 3 years, they have grown from 4.5 billion kwacha to 8.1 billion kwacha in assets and moved from 147 million kwacha to 812 million kwacha in profits. However, Seama called on government to assist in civic educating Malawians on the need to save so that many Malawians join SACCOs for their own benefit.
I would ask the government to encourage all members of the society to preach a word of learning to save, a culture of savings from young people. People should learn. To the government, I would talk about even in the curriculum.
Malawi Union of Savings and Credit Cooperatives, MOSCO, is the mother body of all SACCOs in the country. While commending Mphozesi SACCO for transforming livelihoods of Malawians, Central Finance Facility Manager for MOSCO, Ezekiel Tindwa, who was also present during the AGM, called on SACCOs in the country to strive for their growth in membership and promised to provide technical support on the same.
We require SACCOs to grow, and that's the key denominator for the SACCO growth. So membership is one of the areas where we are still struggling, and we are doing a lot on the marketing or sensitization to Malawians to join SACCOs.
Secretary for Industrialization, Business, Trade and Tourism in the ministry, Wiskes Nkombezi, who was also guest of honor during the event, promised government support towards the flourishing of SACCOs in the country.
What we want is a vibrant and bigger movement in the country. So that's why I said, in a country that has close to 22 million people, we cannot be talking about less than 300,000 people as members of the SACCO movement. We need the SACCO movement to start registering millions.
Mphozesi SACCO is among top 4 biggest SACCOs in the country. And during the event, there were many resolutions that were made as the entity also ushered in new office bearers. Its members who managed to rope in more new members were awarded with cash, motorcycles and bicycles, among others. Charles Pensulo, MPC News, Blantyre.
And now in sports, the Malawi national women's team, the Scorchers, has left for South Africa to compete at the Kosovo Women's Championship, scheduled to take place from 18 February to 1st March this year. Head coach Lovmo Fazili has named a 24-member final squad for the tournament. And now joining me in the studio is Norbert Jamison for more. Welcome, Norbert.
Thank you, Eve. By the way, happy birthday.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, so now what's your take on the squad?
Good squad from Faziri. Is sticking with most of the players that have been with the team in the WAFCON qualifiers. Unfortunately, we will not have some of the key members of the squad who play their game overseas. Tema is actually recovering from injury. Tabitha is committed with club engagements. We have Rose Kabzere, Faith Kinzimo, they will not be available. Sabina Tom is also not coming. So it's a squad that is made of most of them are locally based players, except just some 4 foreign based players based in Africa. Chimwemwe Madise is also part of the squad, and the coach has also included 4 players from the under-20 squad that has just qualified for the second round of the FIFA under-20 World Cup qualifiers. Among them, we have Sarah Munimbika, Letitia Chinyamola, Maureen Kenneth, as well as Olivia Pikani. So it's a good squad to represent Malawi at the tournament.
So now talking about some squad members not being available for the encounter, will that actually affect the outcome?
I don't think it's going to affect in any way, because the teams that we are also facing, Zambia, South Africa, those are the strong teams at the tournament. They will also not have some of their key members, those that apply their trade in Europe as well as in America. They are not coming. So Malawi and South Africa, Zambia, all the teams at the tournament will have second string sides. So the playing ground is level.
So we're sure that the team will actually be able to bring the trophy home?
We're hoping so. We're hoping so, because as I've put it, Malawi is in Group A alongside South Africa, who are favorites to lift the competition. They won it last year, so they are strong favorites to defend the tournament. And I think if we get a result against South Africa in the opening match of the competition on Wednesday, if we beat South Africa, then we'll have chances of going all the way to bring the trophy home, because only one team is going to proceed from the group. 4 teams in the group. There's Malawi, South Africa, Angola and Lesotho. So just one team will progress to the semi-finals. So a victory over South Africa in the match opening game on Wednesday will be key for the Scorchers to go through.
So now, how crucial is the Kosovo tournament to the Scorchers, as we also understand that they are preparing for the WAFCON?
Very important. It's come at the right time, as the team is also going to play in Morocco at the WAFCON tournament. That's next month. So this is a platform for Coach Faziri to prepare his charges ahead of the tournament, to assess the players, although we have mentioned that some key players are not available this time around. But this is an opportunity for those that are taking those places to see if they are ready to actually be included in the WAFCON squad for the Scorchers that's the tournament which is happening in Morocco next month. All the other teams as well, Zambia and South Africa, they're also using this tournament to prepare the team for the WAFCON finals. So this Kosovo Cup has come at the right time for the team.
And now you also talked about the coach, including the under-20 team members, yes, who have also qualified for the second round of the FIFA under-20 tournament. Would you expand more on that?
Yes. Remember at the weekend, the under-20 team was playing Guinea-Bissau in the first round of the World Cup qualifiers. They won that game, the return match, by 5-1 at Bingu Stadium, progressing to the final round 6-2 on aggregate, because the first leg ended 1-0 in Guinea-Bissau. That was last week. So some of the outstanding players from that squad have been included in this team. It's not the first time they've been playing. They have been featuring for the senior squad also, and going back to the under-20 team, they are the ones that lifted the under-20 team. If for those that watched the match on Saturday, Salah Munimbika was an outstanding player for Malawi, so she's among the 4 players that have been drafted into the senior team.
I think we should say that that's a way to go in terms of promoting sports from the grassroots.
Exactly. When players are doing well in their respective at junior level, this is how they are rewarded. Promote them to the senior side and see how they can perform.
Giving them big assignments to handle.
Exactly. Sure.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us today, Norbert.
And thank you.
We hope to see you soon.
Exactly.
Thank you. And that's it from our newsroom, with Norbert Jemson wrapping up for the sports desk. But before we leave, a recap of our top stories. Governance experts commend President Mutharika for his bold decision against corruption and misuse of public funds. Members of Parliament are expected to begin commenting on President Mutharika's State of the Nation address delivered in Parliament last Friday. And in sports, the Malawi national women's team leaves for South Africa to compete at the Kosovo Women's Championship. For more updates, visit Embassy Digital on Facebook, X and Instagram. You've been with me, Evelyn Tingambe. Thanks for watching and good afternoon.